Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Analytics Inside Podcast, where we talk to the influential leaders about their success stories, challenges, and learn about their company's solution and how they add a great value to their customer. I'm your host, Passi Dharmendar, Sales Manager of Analytics Insight, and today our guest is Annalisa Camarillo, SVP and Chief Marketing Officer at Avo Automation. Avo Automation was founded in 2015, and it started with the development of AI-driven computer vision technology, a fancy phrase for super smart automation. By 2019, Avo Automation technology was so advanced that it became the first company to offer holistic enterprise-grade platform that unifies process discovery, test automation, robotic process automation into a unified quality automation system. So here I welcome Annalisa Camarillo from Avo Automation. Hey Annalisa, thanks for joining.
Thank you for having me. It's very nice to be here, Passy.
Well, Annalisa, we are pleased to have you for this podcast, and I'm certain listeners are interested to learn about Avo Automation, its unique proposition, and about you. So to get started, kindly brief us about Avo Automation and its services and its focus on automation.
Sure. So just as you introduced, Avo is the world's gold standard for a quality automation system. And the reason why we call it a quality automation system is because, number one, for us, quality is king. So being able to help our customers deliver quality software or help our customers develop quality business processes or even help our customers improve their own customer experiences is super important. So one, it's the value that we deliver to our customers, that's quality. And two, it is inherent in the way that we build our products. So Avo has a full automation suite. And within that suite, we have a couple of important capabilities. One is process discovery, which allows our customers to auto-document and prioritize company processes, and you automate the documentation of any size of a business process, and that's what we call Avo Discover. In addition to that, we have a traditional robotic process automation product that allows companies to build bots that automate big business processes end to end. So for example, if you're in finance, a very common process in finance is called procurement. And so instead of it having many manual touch points along the process of developing a purchase order and processing an invoice, we can build automation that enables a seamless flow of all of those steps from beginning to end. And you actually build what we call a smart virtual assistant that works alongside an employee so that those manual steps become automated. The other very important capability that we offer is test automation. And so test automation, very common solution that has been known for years and years. With test automation, we talk to quality assurance leaders about how much improvement they can see in testing software in high quality, with speed, and then also being able to even identify where software can be improved and how new products can even come out of the software testing process. And so test automation, our solution there is called Avo Assure. And together, Avo Discover, Avo Assist for RPA, and Avo Assure for test automation come together to make this quality automation system that we call basically our platform here at Avo. There are multiple benefits that come with any one of these products. So when it comes to documenting and prioritizing business processes with Avo Discover, the thing that we pride ourselves the most in being able to do for customers is enable them to instantly document processes within any application across any business process. And then they're also able to collaborate across departments. So typically when something involves technology, it's the IT team that is managing the technology, But when it's a business process, there are a number of business users within the company that either understand that process inside and out or need to administer that process. With Avo Discover, you were able to, our technology works so seamlessly, so easily that both a business user and a technical person with an IT can come together to use the product and to be able to easily document all of the steps within that process. So it enables collaboration.
Well, that's great to know about Avo Automation and its services. And most importantly, you mentioned that, the services of Avo Automation, it maintains the standard as well as quality, and the user can use it very seamlessly. And now moving ahead, like I wanted to know, like, since you have a 25-year of experience in the industry and involved in various voluntary initiatives and have contributed reputed brands such as Sun Microsystem, NetApp, Automation Anywhere. So please share your experience while working with this organization, and also your proactive role, um, and your contribution at Avo Automation.
Sure, absolutely. Yes, so I do have a long career in technology, dating all the way back to 1998, somewhere around then. So I was introduced to technology at a pretty young age and realized that I enjoyed it very much because of the way that customers benefit from it. So I do believe that technology has advanced human ability. I do believe that technology liberates human potential. And I do believe that technology has a critical role to continue to play in just enabling growth around the world, right? And when it comes to even some topics that are less, sort of discussed with respect to technology, is even in sustainability and enabling social impact, I believe technology helps accelerate how much you improve your environment. Technology helps accelerate our ability to bring, for example, new resources to underprivileged communities, so on and so forth. So there's so much goodness that can come from embracing and adopting technology. And for that reason, I have continued to pursue a career in tech. That said, just sort of fast forwarding to where I am today in automation, I have seen the hypercycles in many spaces. First in mainframe, then in data, and then now turning to automation. And I truly believe, just from the benefits and the transformations that I've seen within companies, I have seen the amount of impact that automation can have, not only for the business, but also for its employees. And I believe it's the way of the future. But in addition to that, I think automation is the way of the future, not just sort of in and of itself. I don't believe all automation is necessarily what will be the way of the future. I think intelligent automation, the word intelligent, is really what's key to what is going to continue and be a game changer for companies. It is the AI portion, the artificial intelligence that's embedded within automation, is really what brings the brain to the technology. And it's that AI function that's going to be such an incredible game changer for companies that embrace AI and automation in the future.
Absolutely.
But the contributions,
Yeah, go ahead.
Just answer your question about the contributions that I've made
Yes.
at Avo. I use my marketing role to solve customer problems with automation. That is my primary job. Mm-hmm. And I believe the only way to do that is by ensuring that we're communicating and demonstrating truly unique and relevant value propositions to the marketplace. And so ensuring that we have a clear benefit statements, that our products are demonstrated according to what customers need, and then being able to bring that story wherever customers choose to consume their information is the primary, that it is my primary job. So I define success based on how I use the various tools within the marketing toolbox, whether it be branding, PR, digital marketing, content, or even lead generation, how well I use those to satisfy a customer, help them along their buying journey, and then also help them achieve success with our products after they've made the purchase, post-sale. That is my job. That's what I would consider success, is hearing from a customer that they're being successful. They purchased what they wanted. It was a solution that met their needs and is helping them grow within their own industry.
Yeah, that's great to know about your profile and your significant contribution to Avo Automation and your role more specifically in communicating about your product to your targeted audience through different channel. Now, coming to the next question, tell us how Avo Automation is contributing to automation industry and how a company is adding, a great value to its customer.
Sure. Number one, as I think I mentioned earlier, what is important about how we use technology or how businesses use technology, it's important that you be socially responsible, and that you also consider how you're giving back to the communities that you serve or that you do business with. And so I'm happy to say that we're a socially responsible company that gives back to those communities where we do business. And this happens in the form of like donations to local schools, providing food and resources to underprivileged communities, and so much more, right? So number one, we do a lot of giving back, which I think is important. So you don't want to just be profiting and not understanding the sort of bigger picture of where you're doing business and sort of, the bigger impact that you want to have.
Yes.
Our customers tell us that our automations help them increase productivity. There's just a couple of things that we see common benefits within our customers, and that's they increase productivity, fivefold, right? So we're not even seeing necessarily just, 2 times, but it's 3 times, 5 times productivity because automation helps them do things so much faster. Speeding time to market for, keyword here, higher quality software is also critical, and we see those types of benefits as well. That's another very common benefit for our customers. And then another one, which is, one that we're finding most intriguing, is helping to elevate their teams because they get time back to be more strategic. And by that, I mean, when teams have been freed from a lot of the manual work that could be purely processing papers, could be continuing to take, for example, document things manually. A lot of that takes up time that an employee could be using either, coming up with the next big idea, whiteboarding solutions to a particular problem, leading and inspiring, coaching, mentoring their teams to grow and succeed. There's so many things that your employees could do if they were freed from some of the manual work that they're focused on today. And so definitely elevating teams from where they are today to where they should, where they can be tomorrow. And the last one is saving money. So at the end of the day, because you're getting time back, because you're delivering higher quality software faster, because you're increasing productivity of your employees, you do save money. And so to put, bringing that money back to the bottom line is also just as important of a benefit for our customers.
Yeah, that's absolutely great to know how Avo Automation contributing automation industry and not just by informing about the product to the customer and adding a great value, but it also contribute to the society, which you have alluded. According to you, what makes Avo Automation innovative, and what are the key partnership involvement done to drive innovation?
Sure. I think there are three core things that I would point out with respect to what makes us innovative, and more importantly, how we help our customers innovate.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would explain that by saying we designed our products on a unified framework. And so what that means is that they all were designed to work together. And so, and the equation that we like to describe this as is 1 + 1 = 4 = 5, because you can use our process discovery tool together with our test automation tool and mix and match, if you will, or use them all, depending on what your needs are. And so the ability to do that is pretty innovative, and it helps companies take that simplicity that's been built into our products and turn it into something fantastic, right? Again, being able to achieve time, an exponential time to market is incredible, right? And that allows companies to spend more time thinking about their next big product, the next market that they want to get into, so on and so forth. Because our products are designed on a unified framework, it delivers innovation in a few ways. One is no-code automation, which is the case for all of our products. All of our products are no-code automation. And it means that our customers can work much faster because our products are easy to use. You don't need to be a programmer to use our products or to do automation. We also offer AI-driven auto creation of software test cases. So if you're a leader in QA and you want to automate your testing process, right? You're in the process of testing any kind of software, making sure that all the modules and buttons work. Instead of having to do that manually, which takes a lot of time, detect certain errors that are happening, defects that are happening, you could actually, automate it using artificial intelligence, which in a very smart way is able to look at patterns, is able to detect defects, is able to detect errors much faster, enabling a QA leader to focus their attention either on a full project, so look across all of the different types of software that they're going to test, or complete that software test more accurately, much faster, right? So a lot of that AI-driven, the inherent capability of AI within our products enables not only auto creation of test cases, but we also are able to do what we call parallel execution across technology. So depending on what type of process you're executing, parallel execution is really hard to do. You won't find it in many products, and we're able to do that. So our products can work across any application or technology, and a lot of that is enabled by AI. So the common thread here, as I sort of mentioned in the beginning, is that AI powered is we build things AI powered, and we help our customers innovate by ensuring our products are super intelligent. The intelligence is really key. So that as they start to automate into the future, they are using the best of the best products, the most advanced technology that is going to keep them up with the times, and even, help them continue to compete and thrive in the industries that they do business.
Yes, indeed. I totally agree with your point. Moving ahead, how are the disruptive technologies such as artificial intelligence, big data, intelligence automation impacting today's innovation, and how has the role of a leader has changed over the years?
Yeah, so I believe these technologies are even more essential today than they ever been before. And that's because of the level of global volatility that we're seeing. Due to COVID-19,
Mm-hmm.
due to the fact that we are in a pandemic, there is a lot of volatility, and companies are in the process of adapting to a new way of doing business with less employees, a new need to go digital, because we've been separated from our customers, we've been separated from our partners, and there was nothing that we could do about that. So we had to come up with new ways of staying connected virtually. And AI and automation helps these companies achieve much greater economies of scale, global connectivity, that I think is just going to continue to grow and be adopted at a rapid pace into the future. Data solutions provide massive insights to companies about their customers, their own business operations, and their employees. Without data, and I think, customers have all jumped on this particular trend, without the data, being able to understand what that data is saying, you really can't thrive or compete, because those companies that are able to process that information and be equipped to make decisions about customers and their operations and what they're going to do next, they're just not going to be able to compete with the companies that are data driven. I think the combination of those three, AI, intelligent automation, and data, plus a couple of other essential technologies like security, are now the necessities for business. It is now considered part of the table stakes. You have to have or be embracing those technologies just to thrive and compete into the future. Because without them, you're going to sort of, you're going to be moving a lot slower than everybody else.
Yes, I totally agree with your point, and I wanted to add automation. Automation leveraging artificial intelligence and other technologies has opened new possibilities in this, pandemic, and the pace of adoption has been rapid. Institutions of all sizes globally are leveraging automation to drive value. And also it is creating a performance, productivity, opportunities for business and the economic, even as they shape the employment as well as the future of work.
Exactly. And then you asked me the question about the role of the leader and how it has changed. And I think leaders must be data-driven, knowledgeable about technology, and trained on leading diverse teams. And so this notion of diversity and inclusion has now become normal. It is part of the vernacular of the way that businesses hire and part of the strategy for how they conduct business, diversity and inclusion. And so leaders have to be trained and able to think data first, to be able to understand the insights within that data and apply them to decision making, knowledgeable about the technology that it's going to take for them to reach economies of scale, and then trained on leading diverse teams, right? So now you will have a mix of ages and generations and nationalities, and that's all great. The big question becomes, how do you tap into the insights and the distinct knowledge that is within all of that diversity so that you can use it for business growth as well as employee growth, right? And so those are all the things that I think have changed that leaders now need to think about into the future.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. So moving to the next question, kindly share your point of view on current scenario of automation industry and its future.
Well, it's an industry that's growing at a rapid pace, and it's growing at a different pace depending on the type of automation that you're talking about. So RPA is probably one of the more mature areas of automation. And then we have test automation that is specific for quality assurance teams. And then we also have process discovery and process mining, right? So there's all various forms of automation. But right now, in general, across the different forms of automation, the compound annual growth rate is at about 32%. from 2021, this year, to 2028. And it is in the billions of dollars that we're seeing it grow over time across multiple companies. And I believe AI-driven automation is a thriving industry that accelerates digital transformation, and it will continue to liberate people from the mundane types of tasks so that they're able to be free to focus on the more strategic parts of their jobs. And so I think the future of automation is AI. We believe that the game changer for automation is not just purely building bots for the sake of building bots, but the brain within that automation is what is going to continue to grow and advance in the years to come.
Yes, I agree with your point, and automation are actually creating an opportunity for those in work to make use of the innate human skill that machine have hardest time replicating: logical thinking, problem solving, social and emotional capabilities, providing expertise, coaching, and developing others and the creativity. Policymakers now, they are nudging global leaders with
Yes.
subsidiaries as well as other financial assistance to adopt this automation technology
Right.
to harness its potential and to support economic growth.
Exactly. Exactly. But keeping in mind, I mean, a main point that you made there was
Mhm.
keeping in mind that humans have an important role to play in the adoption of technology. It's not that we're purely seeing this as adopt more technology, lay off more of your people. It isn't a replace one with the other. It is more a 1+1 = 3. Together, a human with automation, with technology, really should equate to better benefits, more benefits, increased productivity, right? The story that we tell is more about how both can coexist for even bigger results and a bigger impact. And so that I think is ultimately that is the nirvana that we're trying to achieve, is helping companies embrace automation to go faster, to go further, to be able to grow in new ways they may have never thought of, right? But to be able to do it with their employees versus as a trade-off with employees.
Yes, absolutely. Now, moving to the last question, kindly mention some of the major challenges the organization has faced till now.
So COVID is probably our biggest wild card, as I'm sure,
Yes.
many companies would cite this as the biggest wild card of 2020. Yeah, of 2020, right? Companies are still adapting to the sort of turbulence that and the trauma from COVID-19. We're not out of the woods, right? We're continuing to figure out how to live with a new normal due to the effects, the after effects of COVID. And what that means is budgets, buying processes, all of those things are being reevaluated and are changing. And some of those are actually the fact that you've been compelled to reevaluate how you do business is very much a silver lining of what happened, right? And it's hard to say that there is a silver lining or a bright spot to COVID, but thinking optimistically, and I'm an optimist, the fact that we've had to rethink how we do business has really forced us probably to advance and modernize a lot faster than we ever would have before. And so I see this, so while COVID has been, sort of a very traumatic experience, we lost a lot of lives, and I'm still hoping and praying for that, that everybody's able to take care and stay strong and be united. The opportunity here for automation is to help companies do more with less, to be able to embrace, to be able to digitally transform faster, to be able to help companies while they're thinking through what kind of change makes most sense for them, how they scale just to stay in business, All of those questions are great questions that we want to help our customers solve, knowing that, a solution is automation in most cases. But that's kind of the opportunity that I see. But I definitely think that one of the major challenges that we faced is definitely COVID.
Yes, absolutely. And we got to learn a lot about Avo Automation and its services and how it is making a difference in the industry itself. And I'm certain listener must have learned something valuable today. And in case they are interested to learn more, then they can certainly visit www.avoautomation.com. So, Annalisa, thank you so much for your time for this podcast, and we are looking forward to talking with you in future.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Passi. I enjoyed it.